Train by day, Kyle Wigginton podcast by night, all day.
L.mont.
What's going on, man? What the business is?
Did I say it right?
Yeah, you said it right.
Okay.
You said it perfect.
Dude, I be messing people's names up all the time on here.
No, it's good, but you got mine right because a lot of people always mess my name up. So it's a good. I'm like, all right, he owned it.
Yeah.
He owned it.
What do they normally say?
It'd be like L.mont or L. You know, they'll just not put the mot on it.
Yeah.
They'll do something else. They'll make something up.
Lamont.
Yeah, they'll call me L.mont. That's the main thing. I just seen an article a lady wrote about me. She put L.mont, but L.mont really it's not my name.
No.
That's my nickname. My actual name is L.mont.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's L.mont London. So but everybody from the neighborhood know me as L.mont. So it's cool, but it's L.mont. That's how the breakdown get to L.mont because of L.mont.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So how'd you get into hip hop?
Since I was 7, well, my mama used to actually write poetry and sing. Mm-hmm. So she used to sing to me when I was a kid. So I started off singing R&B, like really, in the house, singing R&B. And then like for birthdays, like I never had no real birthday, never in life. Like my whole life, I've never had a real party. My brothers, I have a brother, rest in peace, Lavelle London, and my sister, they always had the parties. But when my mama came to me, she'll be like, you want a party? Like, nah, just give me a CD or give me a record player or give me a tape player with the speakers. Then she ended up buying me a mixing table with the vinyl and all that there. And so it's like, I just been into music. All I wanted was a CD.
Yeah.
I might have brought Lauryn Hill 10 times. Till she switched. She like, you already got this album. I'm like, no, I just want it again because I scratched it. If I got a scratch on it, I'll get it again. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, that was back in the day, man, when you had to when you scratch CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. We had the first, this is going to be a crazy story, but the first album that I ever found of hip hop, okay, was, oh my God, it was, who was it? It was somebody, freak, I can't even think of it. It was like an older hip hop guy, but we found it in the parking lot of like our gym. Mm-hmm. And we went and listened to that. And we're like, what is this? We're like, what is this music? It's Arkansas kid. What is this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was tight though. It was, it wasn't it might have been Project Pat. You know, Triple Six Mafia?
Yeah, 3 6 Mafia.
Yeah, dude. I freaking love those guys.
That's my dog, Project Pat. I mess with Project Pat hard.
So your mom, she was doing the poetry, so that got you into like writing lyrics and stuff?
Yeah, she used to sing to me and stuff, but see, I used to, when I come off, I was at school, and I used to always freestyle and rap to myself. I would not actually display it to people. So I was just building it in quiet, you know what I'm saying, in silence to myself. And then when I actually went to school, I went to the band. But I denounced the band because we didn't have any girls in the band. So I was like, all the girls was in gym, so you either had to pick gym, But I'm like, man, I want to do music. But the girls in the gym, so I'm like, man, I'm going by the girls. Mm-hmm. But the good thing about the girls is they started freestyling, and a friend of mine knew that I rap. He was like, man, come on, man, come rap. So all the girls surrounded the cypher, and I started spitting, and the girls were like, man, you're really good. So that's what made me really like, all right, cool. But so look how I had, but I could have been a musician on that end, but I still ended up being an artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So do you make beats and stuff too, or are you just like a lyricist?
I can make beats. I went to school for audio engineering. You know what I'm saying? Delgado College. And I did a class with live audio engineering and audio engineering. So I record, I engineer, and I can make beats, but I haven't been making them, but I'm about to start back doing them.
Yeah, I feel like the music industry today, you kind of have to be a jack of all trades.
Yeah,
right?
you have to. Well, coming from the South, actually, because we don't have, I can't go in my backyard and take a piss and the guy across the fence actually works for Def Jam.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I work for Interscope.
Yeah, you got to do it all yourself then.
Yeah, you got to do it all yourself. And then it costs money to actually, do this music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think, oh man, you're on the track, you just freestyle. Nah, it costs money to mix, master. That's all different things. Mm-hmm. A mix is different than a master. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Getting the vocals right, making sure, like certain people have time to go back in there and fix their vocals. You know what I'm saying? When you have equipment, like I got my own equipment, you know what I'm saying? I run off of UDA audio. and I use that. So I record myself most of the times. So I either pre-record it, or if I want to release it, I'll release it too. But I'll pre-record and I'll just send it out to get a mix. Even though I can mix, I just don't have the time because, I'll be doing other things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I was having this conversation with someone the other day. It's a very, very wealthy individual. And he was asking me, because I have a lot of skills that I built up. He's like, where'd you have the time to find all these, to build up all these skills? And I was like, well, when you don't grow up with money, you have to figure out a way to do the things yourself. So you learn how to build skills.
Facts.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of what you're doing too. You build all the skills around what you're doing. And that in the end game makes you a better musician.
It makes me a better musician. And like I said, I'm still in college, business management with a concentration in music business. So I mastered the music business classes. I took all of them. I passed A across the board. My GPA good, good standing. And I cook. I drive trucks. I do it all.
You hustle, man.
Yeah, I just got it in my blood. I'm coming from Harvard.
Yeah.
Then I got the guru, MOBO.
Yeah.
I call him the guru because, what I'm saying, like, I heard from y'all interview, I'm saying, y'all talking about the youngsters not paying homage to the older generation. I look at myself like a student. I'm always a student. I'm forever a student. That way I don't become arrogant. I'm always teachable.
Yeah.
So, so anything, I sponge. I sponge everything.
Man, you got to learn from the legends.
You got to learn. I mean, in order to assume the throne, you got to know how the throne was built.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? So can't assume it if I don't know how it was built on. It was built on the foundation. So I'm studying the foundation. So when I'm get there, I'm going to remain humble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep the humility. And then, you know what I'm saying? When it's my time, I'm going to assume the position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's the music industry to me has always fascinated me. I know a lot of people that are in the industry because they come here and do open mics and stuff. But I've always wondered how you make it big. You know what I mean? Because you're making music, then you're going around doing shows. And I guess you just keep repeating that cycle until you sell your merchandise, make your shows.
I'm gonna say this: you got over let's say 7 billion people in the world. So if you mathematically, everybody could get a piece of the pie, but the illusion that they create that it's not enough money for everybody or it's not enough room. And that's just with business, period, as a whole. But if you look at numbers and mathematically, you know what I'm saying? And another thing, success is subjective. So the way I view success from if I'm looking at Biggie Smalls or Tupac or Lil Baby or whatever, Adam Lambert or Miranda Lambert or, you know what I'm saying? Anything, if I view them like, successful, that might be successful in the eyes of what the society gave us, or the television, like you say, the programming told us. But, that's subjective still. So if I'm paying my bills, I'm traveling, I'm eating good, I get to do what I do and love and, and sync my passion with that, I'm successful. You know what I'm saying? You're a business owner. You know what I'm saying? You're successful. I can look at you and say, oh, you're successful in my mind because you're a business owner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's totally up to you and how you view that.
Yeah, it's comparative to what you're setting the standard as.
Exactly.
It's a good story about that. You know the band Metallica?
Yeah.
Okay, so Metallica, before they released their first album, they fired their lead guitarist and just sent him home, put him on a plane and sent him home. And they found someone else to be their guitarist, and they released their album. They blew up and they become huge. They're Metallica. So their lead guitarist, he got on the plane, flew back to California where he was from. And he's like, when he was in California, he's like, you know what? He's like, I'm going to make the best band that I can. So this guy goes on, finds the best musicians in California, and then he becomes the band. I think their name was Megadeth.
All right.
Okay. So it's another band that was a very famous band in the rock and roll scene. But since his standard was comparing himself to Metallica, he was never successful, but they made millions of dollars and sold millions of records. But in his mind, he was never successful because he couldn't be in the band Metallica.
That's crazy.
So yeah, your standard has to be comparing yourself to your old self. It can't be comparing yourself to anyone else. So yeah, I think for me, success is looking back at who I was and being better than who I was.
Facts. And I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I'm always looking at the things that I did of old and how far I came from that point, and to speed it up and bring it to put a cap on what you asked me about the success. I mean, when you look at numbers, like you said, the merch and the things and how you get money from it. And if we do, let's say, 10,000 people times $20, you know what I'm saying? You do the math. You know what I'm saying? That's success. You know what I'm saying? It's successful if you're coming from a impoverished area, and not even a impoverished area. I mean, even if you're a person of business, you know that, man. I mean, I'm getting success. If I can get average 100,000 a year, 200 $250,000 a year off of music.
Yeah, no, if you're paying your bills, like you said, and you're eating off of it.
Yeah.
That's success.
That's success.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of it. But like you were saying, I never heard of Megadeth, but I'm a big fan of Tool. I don't know if you're familiar with those guys. Yeah. Tool, A Perfect Circle, Rush, Sublime. And that's another thing. I'm artistically inclined when it comes to music. I listen to everything.
That's smart.
Yeah. So you know, that's what makes me a well-defined artist. I'm culturally diverse in that aspect. And you know, Journey, Rush. You know, I could go on.
You got to draw from all of them.
You got to draw from everything. Yeah. And it's like, you know, so when I'm my creative process is on a whole nother level. Yeah. Because I be coming from different angles. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, how you
do you like sample from those songs? It might be kind of cool to sample from some of those songs.
Yeah, that's like.
Can you do that, or is that like a copyright thing?
Well, you could do it. You got to just pay for the sample.
Oh, I got you.
You got to pay for the sampling. I actually do like rock music, like, you know, like alternative rock. I got a few songs where I'm doing the hooks and you know what I'm saying.
But dude, you said A Perfect Circle. I mean, that's that's about as alt as you get.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
No, I love Perfect Circle.
Yeah, Rage Against the Machine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, I'm tapped in. And then I was actually incarcerated. I used to have a friend named Alex. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You know, that was my boy. So what me and Alex would do, we'll get up. I got all these rap tapes. And Alex had all the rock tapes. So we had this thing where, you know, it's like it's a jack. So it's like a two-way jack. So I could plug my headphones in, he could plug his in. It was, you know, handcrafted. Yeah. So he could plug his in and we can both listen to the record at the same time.
That's dope.
So each day we'll get on top of my bunk. He'll sit right there, we get our food, and he'll put a CD on, I'll put a CD on, and we'll talk about the history that if we don't know about that specific CD. Yeah. Most of the times he was on and I was on, so it was like, all right, we just music lovers, but look how, and he was actually Caucasian, so that bonded us together, but it also taught us different things. Yeah. So it was like, man, like, oh, all right. I said, yeah, I'm gonna use this in my arsenal. You know what I'm saying?
Does he make music too?
He was a guitar player.
You should keep up with him?
Yeah. Alex, if you see this, holler at me. Because I mean, you know, in the system, the way it is, they ship you from different places. I had his stuff, but when they ship you, they take all your belongings.
What do they do that for? Just to make sure you don't develop cliques in the prison?
In some instances, depends on like if you're in a federal penitentiary, sometimes they do that. But most of the time it's because either you having a disciplinary problem. Sometimes they just feel like shipping you, or your name came up on the list. Or I don't know, it'd be some strategic things going on. You might be influential. Somebody might be writing notes on you, different things like that. So if they feel like I'm influential in the dome, somebody might write a kite on me and they'll ship me to a whole nother facility, kind of max facility to keep me at bay.
Right, to keep you from actually developing a following in there.
Cult.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, and that's what it really is. You know, because, you know, like.
Dude, the whole system is mind-boggling to me.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, they each inmate is looked upon as cattle.
Yeah.
Like they don't look at it like you know, you're a number, but they selling cattle when they ship you out. A lady told me that, Caucasian lady, she was like, come here. She said, I want to show you something. And she showed it to me. I won't say the prison, but she showed it to me. She said, man, you want to get yourself, she said, don't come back here. She said, look how they view y'all. She said, that's cattle. You see that name? I'm like, man, that's crazy. So it hit me from a different angle because I was like, man, it's perspective.
Oh, dude, I've experienced that too outside of the system. Mm-hmm. I was in New York, and one of my friends there used to be a friend. She works for the pharmaceutical industry. Oh, yeah. And she was basically saying the same thing. She wasn't saying that people in the prison were cattle. She was saying that people in this prison of the United States of America are cattle.
Yes, that's
And
a
it's
fact.
just, it's just different perspectives of where people are viewing each other from. And that's why I said we're not really friends anymore. Cause that's not my mentality.
Right.
Like my opinion is like, no one here's a cattle. Like everyone they're free.
Yeah,
I want people to be free. That's why I think the people that are looking down at people like they're cattle, they need to go.
They gotta go. Because you gotta look at it. That means I'm not a human in your eyes.
Exactly.
And you're different than me. And no one is exempt from love, pain, joy, the emotions that comes along with the human experience.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we all experience the same thing.
What makes you wonder, do they have emotions?
Are they bots?
I don't know, man.
Clones?
Like the way they look at people, I can't do it. I don't get it.
Right.
So it's like they're apparently not compassionate at all when they look at people. They just think we're cogs in a machine.
Yeah, because systematically that's what they've been conditioned in programming was. Everything when you look at society is one big condition and one big programming. Like when I was hearing what y'all was talking about the television, you got to remember it's a programming station. So it's meant to program.
Mm-hmm.
So you program something, you condition that to do something in the said order. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is.
Yeah, and then you broadcast it it out.
Broadcast it. You broadcast it for people to get it. And you got to remember too, that's just like, you're an engineer. Mm-hmm. So we already know about kilohertz and different things like that. Mm-hmm. Now, so if you understand that, you understand, our frequencies, we're made of energy. So even the frequencies that we dealing with, like when you dealing with the Adobe that you're dealing with to record this, you got to record the frequencies. You got to record my vocal harmonics. You got to record all these different aspects of that.
Yeah.
When they sending out signals from that broadcast, you can liken that to a whale sending out a call that's heard by other whales for miles and miles and miles. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the frequency is the hertz that's moving, that moves you. So it's going to automatically move you because they know the science behind it.
Yeah. Are you familiar with cymatics?
I'm not familiar with the term. But
so cymatics, there's an experiment they did and a bunch of scientists repeated it now, but they take a metal plate and they put sand on this metal plate and they pump sound vibrations through the metal plate and it makes patterns. It makes like visual patterns. And each time they pump a different sound through, it'll make a different visual pattern. And that's called cymatics.
All right.
So those are the patterns that are moving through people when the sound waves are coming through.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's dope stuff, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So what you're saying is exactly right. Yeah. That when these frequencies are coming through you, they're affecting you, who you are.
They're affecting you.
Yeah. Even if they're not going into your ears, they're still affecting your body.
They're still coming through your body. Mm-hmm. And people don't see that. So that's why I say, even when we doing music, it's some of the greatest people who understand that. Like I understand it. So that's like, all right, a beat, a regular instrumental is a beat. So you got trumpets, you got, like the guitars. Every sound makes a sound. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Your vocal harmonics is different than mine. MOBOs is different than mine. Mine's are different. It's a unique instrument.
Right.
So when a rapper or a singer jumps on the beat, that just adds another instrumental layer to the beat. You know what I'm saying? The words form syllables that makes different rhymes, but it also, if you're smart enough or you understand it, you could channel that and you could, because music is part intelligent, emotional, and psychological. Mm-hmm. So when you understand that, you add the words to it, then you take it to another level. Yeah,
there was a musician I had on here a while back. His name is Zach Smallman. Shout out Zach Smallman. Smallman and Sparks is what they go by.
What up, Jack?
Yeah. I was asking him how he writes songs, how he writes lyrics. And he says what he does is he normally, when the beat's finished, he'll hum over the beat. So he'll hum along to it. Yeah. And that puts the melody there. And then he goes back and he's like, the words are there then.
They're already there.
Yeah. If you're humming the melody, the words are in the melody.
Yes.
So he says, I just go back now and fill the words in.
Yeah, because the word, I do a similar process, because if I'll freestyle over it out, and I'm freestyling over, but I'm just trying to catch it because the word's already there. The beat gonna tell you what it is. It's already there, but it's all based upon the emotions. Once it connect, now I can write to it.
Yeah.
So if I got a topic, but that's what makes music so intelligent. So, and that's what makes a person a true artist, when they can do that.
When they can catch the beat.
When they can catch that beat.
Dude, that's making music so dope to me, because it's one art form that I haven't dove into. Mm-hmm. Like I do this stuff right here because I'm working in film. Mm-hmm. So I know how to mess with the cameras and do the audio and stuff on that level. But when it comes to actually making music, like you said, there's something in there that's like inside of you.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right. It happens.
It's all good.
No, so yeah, what you got planned for the future, man?
Man, all right, we just dropped the Rulers Juvenile's 30th anniversary, in which I'm honored and to actually be a part of it because I'm from Harbor, Louisiana. That came from there. You know what I'm saying? That's just everything to me because I'm that guy who pay homage. I pay homage to, everything. And I have a project called Bound by Blood. It's an EP. My little cousin, he was murdered. Nelly, rest in peace. He did beats for King Vine, rest in peace, and a couple of other Chicago rappers. And me and him actually finally came across each other. He sent me a few beats, so I just did it on there. That's why I call it Bound by Blood. And I have that. I got a few more other projects. Border Dine. I have the Graveyard Floor. I'm about to place back up. I got the Black Print, which I'm trying to get to Jay-Z. I'm going to go ahead and send it to Jay. We're going to send it.
And these are going to be on Spotify? Or
it's going to be on every platform.
Too?
Like, if you look me up right now, I'm on every, you look up L.mont, and you can find me on any platform in the world. iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify. You can find me on anything. I got a pretty big fan base. A lot of people that love me all over the world. So, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. Like, I love rap. I'm the guy that love music without money. That's why I'm still here.
It's that passion, man.
Yeah, I got a passion for it. Like, even if I ain't, I just do it just cause. Yeah. Because like I told you, I never had the birthday. I chose music over a party. Like, I choose music over anything, any day. I remember telling, when I had girlfriends, I was like, look, the music come before you. They're like, hold on, what you mean? Well, you ain't gonna be able to, it's gonna be hard. Like, you fighting against something that I love. Yeah. This is my first love, so it's gonna be hard to do it. And
that's probably the smartest thing you've ever said right there, my friend.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah, you got a lot of young guys should learn from that lesson right there. Like, stay away from the women, go towards a passion, the women will come.
Yeah, the women gonna come. I mean, well, every man is driven by his dream of what he has to build. So if a man don't build his dream before he meets the woman of his dreams, it's gonna be a disaster because he gonna always fight to get to that place where he feels more comfortable or dominant, basically creating his kingdom, or manifesting his kingdom on earth. So if a man never manifests his kingdom on earth, he'll never be solid with a female, because that means he have to conform, he have to, retreat. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? From what he actually knows he want to do, because we're driven by nature to do it. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So, and once you understand that, you're able to grow.
Makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm going to throw one of your videos in at the end of this podcast. I think it's the one you sent me the other day. Is that the one you want to be on there?
The I Wish?
I Wish,
yeah. You put the I Wish. I like the energy.
That's a dope song, man. I was listening to it this morning, and one of the things I realized, and I was telling MOBO this too, was that you actually have a message in that.
Yes.
Like, it's not just a catchy song, a catchy hook. It's like, no, they're actually saying some shit here.
Yeah, I wrote it about my cousin, the one who I told you just died, Nelly. He had just was murdered, and I had a different verse for it. And when he got murdered, I scratched that verse and I wrote off that emotion. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and that,
I could feel it, man. Yeah. I could feel it this morning. I was listening. I was like, damn.
Yeah, it's real emotions. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I say, man, like I've been there, like I've been to jail for, I believe in self-preservation is the first law of nature. So I've been in jail for murder. I've been in jail for all different things. Vests, guns. Right now I'm fighting the charge, but I don't glorify none of these things because I changed my, the way of thinking.
No, as long as you learn from it.
I learned from a lot of different things, so I don't glorify nothing. So everything if you look at my catalog, it's always message based. You feel what I'm saying? And the beautiful part, that's how me and MOBO click so much, because he understand that, and that's how they came. They always got a message. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just like glue. It's like, man, all right, cool. I feel in sync with this. I don't feel off. My energy feel good.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, just sitting here with you guys, I can tell. It's all good vibes. Yeah, so I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with in the future.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thank you for coming in today, L.mont.
Man, I appreciate you for having me.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.